This is Mentally Dope. Join us, Charmaine and Jasmine, two Black licensed therapists, as we build a bridge between mental health and Black culture. Come on, it's gonna be dope. Welcome, y'all. We gotta talk. Y'all remember that song by Usher? You Remind Me? We're gonna talk about this.
You remind me of a girl that I once knew. I see her face whenever I look at you.
Ooh, yeah.
You wouldn't believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't be with you.
I think it's Get With You, but that's very good. Thanks
fine.
so much. Thank you so much.
Either way.
Sister Charmaine, thank you so
Mr.
much.
Stan.
People are like, meeting people, dating, getting in relationships, leaving relationships. And I feel like this is a thing that just comes up for people. No? You don't think so? Is that normal?
No. I mean, yes and no. I guess.
Not necessarily always this, but sometimes of just like, you remind me of some things that aren't very, very good. And you get kind of like a feeling, it's usually very physical feeling of just like, ooh, I don't know. For some people, they're looking for that. You ever meet people who break up with someone and their next girlfriend like looks exactly like their old girlfriend?
Yeah.
I feel like they're making a statement. They're trying to say something.
I mean, like, we've definitely seen people with this, like, oh, you got a type.
Sometimes it's a type. Sometimes they're like, I wasn't finished with what I started and I need to work out some things.
So it's like on purpose that I'm looking for. Sorry.
And it might be unconscious. I don't know. I'm getting Kanye vibes right now. Like you get somebody, and the next people after that look. Okay. Whomever.
Okay.
But I feel like there's some level that we can all relate to. Maybe not exactly that, but some level. So, what were you doing when this song came out? Do you recall?
I have absolutely no idea. I actually do feel like that it wasn't until you mentioned this that I actually paid attention to the words of the song, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I don't think I ever really paid attention to the words of the song. Like y'all know those songs that you sing, and I have like sung songs before, and I have never paid attention to the words before. Like, I remember like asking Jasmine about a couple songs, and I'm like, I've never actually really known what this song was talking about. I've never paid attention to it, so I was singing it with my whole chest, and I had no idea.
It's a bop. I mean, we should always do it. We should always play it. Like, we should never not. But a lot of people have questions. I don't know if you get this question. They're like, how long do you wait before you get into another relationship? Like, what's the amount of time that you should wait before you do that?
I don't really think that anybody should. I don't really know if there is an exact time to me in my head. I don't think that anyone should dictate that, because I think that when you try to put timelines on it, that's when you try to like put people in boxes. I think that it should be more of an internal feeling, and I think that sometimes we don't always know ourselves well enough. But I think that sometimes you can tell when you have not healed from a situation. And I think like maybe there are some of those indicators for us to talk about when you know that you have not healed from a situation. So like, and I don't know if you guys have ever did this. I mean, it's not because I'm nosy. It's just because of like, have you guys ever been like sitting like in like a booth near somebody who's like on their first date, and you hear them on their first date talking about their ex the entire conversation, and you're just like, this date is not going well.
I can't say that that's ever happened to me.
Okay.
But it's not because she's nosy that she has done that before.
I'm just saying, like, have you never, like literally, like, you're like right there behind me in the booth, and I'm just like, this is not what's up. But
you just know
but
we're
to
probably
me,
not doing the right thing.
I think it's stuff like that. I literally was talking to one of my clients the other day, and she was like talking about like dating somebody new, and just the mention of me mentioning her ex's name, and she went off. I'm not sure that we're ready yet.
Yeah.
Like if you know that you still have like those like triggers, like even the mention of this person's name, and I'm gonna get off. Or
shaking the table now.
If someone asks you a simple question about what happened in your last relationship, and we're sitting here for 2 hours later, we not over that situation.
We're not ready to do something new. We haven't worked through or grieved, whatever you want to
Yeah,
put in
so I'm
there.
not sure I can say
Done the
like it's
work.
like a day or like a
Agreed.
time or whatever, but it is just like a matter of like noticing within yourself that we might not be ready.
There
Um,
are some indicators for not being ready. I'll
mhm.
say that. And just to like put a punctuation point on it, that I don't think there is a time, but there is some internal information that you can get from yourself about that. And I think Usher is telling us, right. You see somebody in wherever you are, and the first thing that comes to your mind is like, oh, that remind me of my ex. And let me go through every single reason about why I'm not with her anymore. I'm still upset about what happened X, Y, and Z. Yep, now's now's not the time for you. You know, you should
Yeah,
wait a little bit. You
yeah.
should let it linger just a little bit.
And I think that because like
Let it
even
burn. Ooh,
I see what you did there.
you should let it burn. That's all.
Oh my gosh, I thought about, and I guess like we should have did this. Do you remember the episode? And you guys tell me if you remember this episode. The episode of Jamie Foxx where him and Fancy broke up, and he ended up. It was actually Golden Books. He ended up dating the girl who was like identical to Fancy, and her name was even Nancy. Her name was Nancy. She even like had like the like she like looks like her. She like like down to the T. And he was like, I don't see any resemblance. Everybody was like, dude, it's the same person. He's like, no, I don't see it. So like also too, having people in your corner who can be like, you don't think that so and so and so and so are like the same
You ain't
person.
trying to recreate what you liked and are upset that you don't have anymore. Yeah.
Kind of like self-soothe in some sort of way. Yeah.
So you should have some people in your life, and then you should also allow them to tell you, because some people will tell you, and you be like, I don't know what you tell you, just a hater. I can't believe I'm just trying to be happy, and be like, okay, all right, but I'm seeing what you can't see because your sight is a little bit limited right now. Your vision is a little blurry, and I'm just trying to let you know what I see.
So I think that yeah, so there's definitely indicators like that. They're indicators of like even like the subconscious if you're still having like dreams about your ex and stuff like that. If you're calling your current person your ex's names of things of that nature could be just a sign that maybe we're not. If you see your ex out in public and you either become unruly physically or
Not
you become
unruly.
or you feel it within your gut like everything's bubbling and twirling and we are
Yeah.
upset.
But that also takes some time and intention, because I think there's a difference between that and trauma. Some people have had traumatic experiences in
Yeah.
relationships, right? And you seeing somebody is like literally a trauma trigger for you, right? Or like seeing something
I
that
mean,
reminds
yes,
you of that.
that's a good thing.
But you have to know the difference. You have to be able to
Yes.
discern the difference within yourself. Because some
Especially
things,
depending on how the relationship ended. If it had ended in a way that this like could like be physically trauma experiencing, it may not mean that you're like not completely over that person.
right.
But no, you aren't over the trauma that happened. Good point.
Got it. But again, that takes time of just like, you may not know that in the moment, but taking time and being like, why did I feel this way? What was hard about this? Can help you actually work through something like that. Because I have a lot of clients that are just like, this happened and I feel like this. And like, am I not over them? It's been years. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's just a drama. Right? Like, you're not wanting to be
Separating
with
the
them.
person from the situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can I tell you about this situation? I be watching The View, and they had a little segment that was about this girl who wrote in, this woman who wrote in about her partner, and she said that, because you mentioned something about dreams, that she's now with her partner. Her partner used to be in prison for a while. His previous partner died while he was in prison, and then he got with her, and now every night in his dream he says his ex's name. She said almost every night.
To
And
me,
I,
there's two parts to that because for one, I could only imagine how traumatic that it already was that he was incarcerated, and then the person that I loved died while I was incarcerated. That right there is a trauma
so it wasn't like
situation.
we broke up,
Yeah,
or
like
this was
no,
mutual.
like no, that is traumatic.
Yeah. And she's like, what do I do? How do I respond to that? Like, is he not over her? Which, grief is different. Grief is
Yeah,
not a
yeah, that's a
breakup.
hard one.
Grief is not a
I don't
breakup.
know how I would deal with that, but
No, but it's a complication. These are things that we just need to be thinking about. Dating after literally losing someone who's passed, is different than just a regular breakup.
yeah.
And that's not what Usher is saying at all. But just things to think about. We overanalyze everything over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to
But I
today.
think that we're also looking at the fact of, like you said, identifying when we are hurt or when something has happened, and we're trying to figure out how those things show up in our behaviors. So, like, I think it's like almost the same thing of like when your ex creates insecurities or traumas within you based on their behaviors, and now you're putting those things off on your new relationship. So I'm dating, but every time you leave them, I'm like, where are you going? Why your phone over there? Huh?
Right.
Like all these things because
Yeah.
someone else.
And somebody's like, why are you like that? And it was like, well, my ex was just really like this, and I just can't let that go. I'm just like, that's something to think about, that maybe perhaps you're not ready to be in a relationship because all you can see is your ex instead
Yeah.
of the person in front of you.
Yeah, 100%. So, and I think that we're talking about the Usher song, and you remind me, and I think that one of the things that you pointed out was that maybe he had very good boundaries because he says, this is why I just can't get with you. Like, he's recognizing all these things, and he does, which let me tell you, side note, if I just met you, and this how you, like, you read me for all the reasons why we can't be together, get out of my face. But,
But he went to them.
that's what
He
I'm
was
saying.
like, hey, girl, how you doing?
That's
Also,
what
you
I'm
look like
saying.
my ex. We can't be together. I didn't ask you. I'm just
Get
trying
out
to
of
get
my face, boy.
just trying to get down the escalator, babe.
But but he was like enough to be like, but I can't do this. Okay, I feel like you could figure that out on your own without having this talk with me. But
I just said hello. Wait.
I appreciate you doing that before you drag me into this situation.
Which is, I think that's healthy. Listen, we're saying it. We're saying it here first. This is a healthy song. This is usually we do songs that are people struggling with trying to get themselves together. I feel like this is insightful. It was very easy for him to be like, you know what, I'm not there yet. He probably shouldn't have volunteered that information because nobody asked him.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But
he was able to be
recognized
like,
it.
you know what, I can't do this, and this is why, and I hope you have a nice day.
And you could definitely see that he was also hurt too. Like he said, that she was sexting everybody,
Everybody but me.
but me, which is a terrible thing to be in. But I think that for him, it was like, I'm not over this
Yeah,
situation.
I'm not ready.
I'm going to see you and be triggered by all the things that she did to me.
And that's not fair to you.
Yes, which I'm like, how healthy is that for someone to be able to do that?
It's not. It is healthy. I absolutely agree. But there's like layers to it. You have to like know yourself well enough to know that's what's happening. Be so able to know it that you can communicate it to someone to be like, hey, this is what's going on with me. I'm not just ghosting you. I'm not just
But I think that
disappearing.
also too, I think that to me is the extra layer to that. Recognize it and stop. I don't think
She talking to somebody, okay?
I think that to me there is the level of frustration of why would you continue to date someone and then just tell them every time y'all are together, I have this problem because stop.
And I'm gonna give that friendly advice to both parties.
Yes. Because
we
the other
all
person too.
yes, because we all have that person that's like, actually, I'm a walking red flag. I just want to let you know. And you're like, wow, that's so emotionally mature.
Yeah, no, he's so vulnerable.
His emotional intelligence is so high. I think that I think he'd be a good partner, but he just told you he wasn't ready.
Or the
So
ones
y'all
that we
let
keep-
it
yeah,
marinate.
That we keep hearing. I mean, he just keeps telling me that he has insecurities from his past. But I'm just gonna do what needs to be done so he don't feel like that. What did he say last time? He ain't ever met me before. I can change him.
But also remember, being aware of something within you is only like step one. Remember that. I know people see that and they're like, well, my ex wasn't aware of anything. And every time I would point something out, they'd be like, no, no, no. And so this person can do a step above what your ex can do. And you'd be like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's lock it in.
Is that how you do
But
it?
we didn't, yeah, they'd be like, oh, yeah, he's healthy and he's emotionally mature. And then we do all this. And we don't even get to the place where like he still don't have the skills to do anything about it. He ain't changed nothing. He's just telling you, well, I told you that's how it is. But now you're tired of it.
You knew I was like this when you met me.
Absolutely.
I
And now you're
told
pissed
you.
off
Yeah.
because it hasn't grown or changed, which you needed to wait until they were able to grow and change and heal that part of them before starting something.
Yes. So I agree that there is accountability on both parts. So once they said that, that's your cue to be like, am I going to deal with this or not deal with this?
And like, again, you don't have to be in a relationship to be connected with somebody. Be like, oh, okay, well then let's just not do that right now. You vulnerable. It looks like this. Let's just be friendly.
Yeah.
If it's for us, it's for us. It'll happen.
That's a hard one, but like you said, the song was about.
It was
We deal
about.
with it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any? I'm not gonna ask if you have any experience in this, but it's a little too much, a little too personal. But are you ever guilty of this? I can definitely tell you in my own family and things. I know some people that have married people and divorced them, and either married them again or married someone who was just like them again, and you just sit inside yourself and you're just like, therapy costs less than divorce sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of times, especially if you got insurance.
I think it is kind of like how you say that some people know it and they don't always want to hear it.
That's true.
So like yeah,
They don't want to improve it.
People would say that all the time. I'm like, so you broke up with this person because they did this, but you married this person and they're doing the exact same thing. And like it's different.
Yeah, but you also never took the time to just put the mirror up to yourself.
Which is probably why we end up picking up something else that looks the exact same thing. And I think that what I see a lot is people who will find that the second person has something a little bit different or a little bit better than the first one, and therefore they justify it. And it's like, oh, you just compare trash to trash, but this trash stinks just a little bit less than this trash, so therefore it's positive. It's still trash, fam.
But are you saying it's apples and oranges, or are you just saying it's all bad fruit? What is you saying? Because
I think that it's just all bad fruit. But I think that, but like you said, people will defend their actions by being like it isn't as bad because it isn't this, and it's like it's trash.
Yeah, I feel like we just talked about that in the pop the balloon episode of just like, well, my ex lied and lied and lied, and therefore I want someone that doesn't lie. But then that other person does so many other things that you don't like.
But they don't lie.
That they don't lie. They tell you the truth about what they're doing. So it's okay.
It's
or it
trash,
even feels better.
and it's trash. But I'm going to defend this trash because yeah. So
Because it's different. Yeah.
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 Self-reflection.
So we're just encouraging you. I know it sounds like we're just going in right now, but that there are ways to show up unhealed, imperfect, and still like have connections, date, be in relationship, do all of those things. It just requires you to do the self work and not knowingly, willingly involve somebody else in your work.
Yeah.
That it becomes also their work and their problem.
And then also, like we said, if you are the other party, being able to be confident enough in yourself and be confident enough in the situation that if someone brings you these things to say like whether or not you're going to deal with them.
I feel like it's a big, deep thing. Like it's kind of like, what's the word that starts with an E? I can't think of it right now. But like it's the way that you see the world. Like, do you have to chase after something? Or if it's meant for you, will it come to you and be there for you?
That's what I said, but that requires a level of confidence because I don't always trust it to come to me. I gotta go get it.
But confidence is in yourself. What about like the world? How is the world shaped? The world's not going to give you what you want. Do you have to chase what you want?
I gotta be in control. Go get it.
Okay. And I get that. I feel like that's good to know about yourself, though, about how you move around the world.
No, that's not how I operate all the time. But I
know. I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying in general. But some people definitely feel that way about dating.
100%.
You may feel that way about a lot of other things, but when it comes to dating, it's like, I don't know about that. I need to go after for what I want, and it won't just come to you. It won't just knock on your door as a UPS man or a mailman and just be like, I'm here for you, girl. That's what it is.
Get your stuff.
Okay. And me. I'm the delivery today. Okay, that's just me. That's what I'm thinking about. So y'all, since the prayer's up for me, definitely, and just let us know, have you had an Usher experience? Did you not do what Usher did and just do the same thing, and did it end up bad or good? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it did kind of differently for you.
Maybe the new person was a clone of the other person physically, but otherwise they were totally different. Then what? Maybe it works out.
Talk to me. We talk back.
And take care of yourselves. Stay mentally dope, y'all. Bye.